Okay, hello YouTube, good morning. It might be afternoon where you are. It's afternoon where I am. So good afternoon as well. Good evening and good night, just in case. Yes, I've seen Truman Show. Yes, I modeled much of my young personality after Truman in that movie, in fact. But today, as I organize my thoughts about how I'm going to spend my time in this Panera productively, what I've decided is that I'm not going to journal because I can't afford the pen and paper. If you want to help me out with that, that's like $7. So if you like the journals, which you're not reading, so I don't know how you would, you could help me out with $7 to keep journaling, keep my thoughts moving on paper. And I've decided I'm not going to work on Rob today because it's Sunday, but that's not why. I started transcribing what I have down, and I think it can get a lot more complex, a lot more alinear, and a lot more interesting. It can have a lot more moving, action-oriented, not really action like fight scenes, but movement-oriented within the context of the narrative. Instead of just Rob talking to you about topics, he can actually show you. But in order for me to make that transition to ultra complex, I need readers, not proofreaders. I don't want proofreaders. You pay for proofreaders. I'm trying to find my audience. I keep talking about how I don't really reach out to my target audience, but I'm looking for people who are interested in something new out of narrative storytelling. But I'm not really doing anything new. I'm just going back to the way it used to be done because the way it used to be done is superior. George R.R. Martin is a hack. But then when I challenge you to point out people that might be superior to me, you just tell me that, oh, I'm arrogant, and then you ignore me because you can't. I know me pretty well. I've lived with me for 37 years in intense isolation and suffering, which, if you've read William James, does make me closer to God. It means I've had significantly more religious experiences than you have. And that does make me an authority on these things. It makes me a greater and higher authority than whoever you go and listen to at church, because they haven't suffered. Usually they haven't suffered. Almost never have priests and religious figures suffered, because they didn't need to, because they were called to the thing. They thought they were called to the thing. The thing was just the easiest thing. It was the path of least resistance in their life, and it led them to God. But it means they're useless to you as a religious person because they're not religious. They're not actually bound. In order to be bound, you have to be the Fenris Wolf, and you have to be unwilling to be bound. And God still hasn't got a rope on me that I can't break.